I would talk today about how to do a mentor training in 1 minute. That we lead off the mentor training with a poem from Hafez, which has all the elements of deep mentoring in it. It's entitled, "We Should Talk About This Problem." So right away we know we're dealing with teenagers. And he says, "There's a beautiful creature living in a hole you have dug. So at night I put fruit and grains and pots of wine and milk beside your soft earthen mounds. And sometimes I even sing. But still, my dear, you do not come out. I have fallen in love with someone who hides inside you. I have fallen in love with someone who hides inside you. We should talk about this problem. Otherwise, I will never leave you alone." So if you got a mentor that needs to be trained up and doesn't have any time, just send the poem to him and say, "Break this down and tell me what it means to you," and you've got a trained mentor. But if you break it down, there's a beautiful creature living in a hole you have dug. So we know we have to meet people at the place where they've fallen in their holes, where they've been wounded, where, the mistakes have happened. So at night I put fruit and grains and pots of wine and milk beside your soft earthen mounds. The mentor comes and brings your gifts. Could be humor, wit, compassion, intelligence, certain pieces of information that can help the young person. But what you're really bringing is the deep caring and desire to help them overcome the wounds and find their gifts. And sometimes I even sing. So the resistance that a young person is going to come to us with, "Still, my dear, you do not come out," after I've brought my gifts. So I get desperate and I'll tell a stupid joke, or sometimes I'll sing. I'll do something desperate to try to break through to you. And sometimes our mentors feel kind of foolish. It's like it's a one-way conversation, right? Young person is not responding. And what we try to help them understand is that is mentoring. The willingness to stay with them as they resist, as their wounds keep them walled up, keep the armor on, or whatever metaphor we want to use, is a mentoring message that you count, that you matter, that you're important enough for me to stick with you. It's why we have as one of our values, we reject the notion that you can't help somebody until they're ready to be helped. We get them ready. And you get them ready by just being there, by constantly giving them the message that I have fallen in love with someone who hides inside you. That inside of them is beauty and genius, and they're lovable. And the mentor that's the mentor's job, to care for the wounds, shine a light on the gifts so that the young person knows that they have a special place in the world, and no matter what messages they've gotten all their life, that they don't count, that they don't matter, that there's no place for you here. That the mentor counters that with, "I've fallen in love with someone who hides inside you. We should talk about this problem, otherwise I will never leave you alone." So the mentor's saying, I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep bringing it up until you're ready. When we interview our kids after a year of mentoring, my favorite question is, what was the one thing your mentor did that made the difference? And we get 3 answers, far and above over everything else. The first one is listened. And of course the mentor's going, "Listen, the little shit never said anything." But again, like I said, the act of continuing to show up and say, "You count, I'm here for you," that's listening. And the one that surprised me, because I didn't think about it, it made sense once I heard it, is the mentors, or the young person says, "My mentor called me when he didn't have to, or she didn't have to," which is like they expect this pattern. For us it's every other week. We have the sessions and they're supposed to call ahead and so on. And it's that unexpected call that again tells that young person that you matter, because I'm thinking about you even when it's not on the schedule. And then the third one, and this is what Hafez is really getting to in this, is the young person says, "She kept showing up no matter what I did, He kept showing up. Even though, and they'll admit that they did everything they could to chase the mentor away because they are used to being abandoned. And so they kind of want to push you away before they trust you and risk being hurt with you leaving. So the last line of Hafez here is critical. We should talk about this problem, otherwise I will never leave you alone.